In the early days of the Cold War, tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union were at an all-time high. Both nations were racing to develop advanced technology to gain an advantage in the ongoing conflict, including advanced spy planes to gather intelligence on each other's military capabilities. The U-2 spy plane was one such technological marvel, capable of flying at extremely high altitudes and gathering intelligence from great distances. But despite its impressive capabilities, there was one feature that the U-2 was missing: missiles. Some might wonder why the U-2, a powerful tool of espionage, did not have the ability to defend itself in the event of an attack. The answer lies in the unique nature of its mission and the politics of the time. This is the story of why U-2 spy planes never carried missiles, and the strategic considerations that went into their design. Today, there are more than 30 U-2s in operational service, filling a wider variety of roles than ever. In the later years of the Cold War, Lockheed proposed arming their high-flying U-2 spy plane with experimental long-range anti-ship missiles that would have made it a terror over the high seas. Had the concept been coupled with American efforts to field the U-2 aboard aircraft carriers, it could have offered the U.S. Navy a shipkiller with a long scope and even longer range. When the U-2 first entered service in 1955, it brought with it an incredible jump in America's reconnaissance capabilities. Designed and built by Kelly Johnson's legendary team at Lockheed's Skunk Works in less than a year, the U-2 was capable of flying at altitudes higher than 70,000 feet, well beyond the reach of even the most advanced and capable Soviet missiles or fighters of the day. But it wasn't just incredible altitudes that made the U-2 special. In an era when aerial refueling had only recently become commonplace for fighter operations, the original U-2 design could cover 3,000 miles without the need for tankers, giving it incredible range and endurance for covert operations over enemy territory. The original camera mounted in the payload bay of the U-2 could capture images with a resolution of just 2.5 feet from an altitude of 60,000, but the U-2 has since seen a slew of updated equipment housed within its fuselage, from the most powerful optical sensors in the U.S. arsenal to some of the first line-of-sight data link systems. But with all the high-tech gear to grace the U-2 spy plane's interior, one thing the aircraft has never carried is missiles, but Lockheed had plans to change that. Earlier this month, we reported on America's varied efforts to field the U-2 aboard U.S. Navy aircraft carriers as part of a push to eliminate the CIA's reliance on foreign airstrips. Pilots successfully landed and took off from the Navy's flat tops with multiple iterations of the U-2 under both CIA and Navy programs, but neither organization ultimately found the practical value in the difficult operations. The 315B U-2 would be armed with new and experimental AGM-53 Condor long-range air-to-surface missiles to engage enemy warships at distances of up to 60 miles. The Condor missile utilized an electro-optical guidance system with a data link back to the aircraft that would allow the secondary crew member to literally guide the weapon into its target via remote control. The missiles could also be locked onto a target using this system, freeing up the crew aboard the U-2 to start scouring for other enemy ships. Eventually, the Condor missiles were intended to carry both conventional warheads and nuclear ones, which would have made the U-2 a potential nuclear attack aircraft had the 315B design and Condor missiles ever come to fruition. Unfortunately for Lockheed and for the Condor's designer, Rockwell, neither effort would make it into production.